In today's video, I'm gonna show you 3 meals that are not only high in protein, but can all be made in about 15 minutes, which makes them the perfect meals for a weeknight. Starting with one of my favorite meals right now, this creamy and spicy noodle bowl. Before you start with the recipe, you can already preheat the pan to medium heat and add in 3 grams of oil. We will get back to this in just a second. The star of this recipe are these wheat ramen noodles. They are packaged in 200 gram servings with around 270 calories and 10 grams of protein each, and they are incredibly delicious and also super chewy. You will find them in most grocery stores in the Asian food section. Once you've opened them up, they will look a little weird, kind of like gummy noodles, but they loosen quite easily in hot water. The coolest thing about these noodles is the cooking time. Just heat up water in a pot, add a little salt, and as soon as it starts to boil, add the noodles, wait 1 minute, then go in with tongs and give them a little shake, and that's it. They are ready to eat. They literally take 2 minutes. Save a little bit of the noodle water, drain the rest in a colander, and let the noodles sit in the sink for a second. Next is one of my favorite sauces right now, and it starts with regular peanut butter. Yes, you can add peanut butter to savory dishes, and it's delicious. Just scoop out 20 grams and add it to a glass, followed up by 25 grams of soy sauce, 10 grams of rice vinegar, the juice of half a lime, and finally 5 grams of honey. And don't worry if the peanut butter doesn't dissolve yet, that will change once it gets heated in the pan. For now, set it aside. For the protein source, I'm gonna use 200 grams of chicken breast. Simply slice the chicken into strips or ask your butcher to do it for you. Most of them will actually do it. Finally, the volume filler, and I keep it simple here. Dice up 1 yellow onion and then a bell pepper. This one weighs about 150 grams. Half the pepper, remove the core, slice it into planks, turn and dice it into bite-sized pieces. Optionally, you can also add a chili. Just slice and give it a rough chop. A little heat pairs so well with this sauce, you will actually be surprised how good it is. Okay, start with stir frying the vegetables in the preheated oil with a small pinch of salt. Salt is important here as it not only adds flavor but also extracts moisture from the vegetables, which leads to a faster cooking time. Keep stir frying for around 3 minutes until the onions get translucent and start to caramelize. Then push into the side of the pan, add another 3 grams of oil and go in with the chicken. Try to separate the chicken as much as possible so it can properly brown. This adds a lot of flavor. Add another small pinch of salt, freshly cracked black pepper, and optionally some garlic powder and cumin, and let the chicken sear for 1 minute. As soon as the bottom side has color, immediately flip all of the chicken, let it cook for another minute, and then give everything a good stir. At this stage, you can add back in the noodles, add a little splash of the noodle water, give it a quick stir, then add the sauce and switch off the heat. The residual heat is more than enough here. As you keep stirring for another minute, the peanut butter will fully melt and everything will become one creamy and delicious sauce that coats the noodles perfectly. Finally, grab yourself a bowl, add the entire pan, and there you have my favorite meal right now. I love this recipe. The macros are 785 calories, 79 grams of carbs, 23 grams of fat, and 63 grams of protein. Next up is a combination of pancake and pizza. I call it Panizza. Once again, heat up a pan to medium heat. 24 cm or 10 inches or larger is perfect, and add in 3 grams of oil. Now place a bowl on a scale and add in 30 grams of all-purpose flour, a pinch of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, and then give it a quick whisk. Then add 70 grams of plain skyr. You can also use fat-free Greek yogurt, of course, and 70 grams of egg whites. Alternatively, use 1 large whole egg here, then whisk again until it looks like a creamy pancake batter. Next up are the toppings, starting with 60 grams of tomato sauce. You can use a store-bought tomato sauce, a lot of them are pretty decent, or just add 60 grams of plain tomato passata to a small bowl with a pinch of salt, freshly cracked black pepper, and a couple of dashes of oregano, and give it a stir. Next is 50 grams of deli meat. Turkey or chicken both work great. They are very good protein sources with around 100 calories and 20 grams of protein per 100 grams of deli meat. Finally, 50 grams of shredded mozzarella cheese. I use the full-fat version. If you can't find the fat-free one where you live, that's even better as it has really good macros. Okay, to make the panizza is pretty simple. Add all of the batter to the pan and immediately start to swirl the batter by tilting the pan until you have a round pizza shape. Then close the lid and let it cook for 1 minute. The trapped heat will start cooking the upper side as well. From here, just flip the pancake every 60 seconds for a total of 4 minutes until you have some browning on the surface that will add a lot of flavor. Then add the tomato sauce on top and spread it evenly across the surface, followed up by the deli meat, the mozzarella cheese and optionally some chili flakes if you want some heat, and you can simply close the lid now for 2 to 3 minutes until the cheese is melted, or, and this is even better, put it under the broiler for 1 minute. Keep checking the pan, and once the cheese is melted, remove it from the oven. Be careful when taking it out of the pan. It doesn't have the signature pizza crust since it's made with pancake batter, but this can definitely fix your next pizza craving. It even has some nice color on the bottom. The macros for the entire thing are 423 calories, 35 grams of carbs, 15 grams of fat and 40 grams of protein. Finally, how about a cheeseburger in a bowl? The base of this recipe will be 250 grams of potatoes that I'm gonna slice into planks and then cut into small cubes. You can peel the potatoes if you want, I'm leaving the skin on here. Now you might ask, Felu, how are we making a meal with potatoes in such a short time? The answer is very simple. Put the cubes into a microwave safe container, give them a quick shake, put the lid on top and microwave them for 6 minutes at 600 watts. The microwave is actually a great tool to cook potatoes. In the meantime, you can once again preheat the pan to medium heat and add 4 grams of oil before preparing the other ingredients, starting with the protein source, which is 180 grams of extra lean ground beef. This has only half the calories of regular ground beef because it has almost no fat. As you can see, there are very few white spots in the meat because there is very little fat. For the other toppings, I will keep it simple. Slice up 50 grams of lettuce, 100 grams of tomatoes and 50 grams of pickles. These will go raw into the bowl, and on top of that I'm also going to dice a yellow onion. However, the onion will be cooked with the potatoes in the pan for more flavor. Next is the sauce, and the base here is mayonnaise, but the light version. It is still quite high in calories, but only about a third of regular mayo, since regular mayo is basically pure fat and one of the highest calorie condiments that exist. Add 20 grams to a glass, followed up by 10 grams of sriracha. This is the famous spicy chili sauce, and 10 grams of mustard. Give this a quick stir and set it aside. So the potatoes are basically cooked through after the microwave. All we are doing next is adding the potatoes to the pan with the onions and a strong pinch of salt and stir fry everything for 2 to 3 minutes. We just want to develop some browning and crispiness. Then push the potatoes and onions to the side, add another 2 grams of oil and go in with the beef. Let the beef sear in the pan for 1 minute without touching it so it can develop some browning. Then add a pinch of salt, freshly cracked black pepper and a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, and after 1 minute flip the beef, let it sear for another minute and then break it up with a spatula. Remember, this is extra lean beef, don't overcook it or it'll become dry pretty fast, and at the end rip 1 slice of American cheese into pieces, add it on top of the beef and give it 1 final stir so it can melt, and then remove from the heat. Finally, take yourself a nice bowl, add the meat and potatoes, top with the fresh vegetables and drizzle the sauce on top, and there you go, a deconstructed cheeseburger that has only 663 calories, 60 grams of carbs, 26 grams of fat and 47 grams of protein. I made a cookbook that has helped over 10,000 people lose weight. It has over 250 recipes that are low in calories and high in protein, meals that will help you lose weight without even feeling like you are in a diet. On top of that, you will get all recipe updates for free once you've purchased it. This book can truly change your life. The link is in the description.